Hello and welcome to Sex, Dating and the Sisterhood. My name is Shelly Horton and I'm 47 years old.
My name's Bianca Farmakis and I'm 23 years old.
Now, to be fair, I am married, and so the last time I was dating, B was 15. So I'm a little bit out of my depth here. So B, let's talk about dating apps.
Yes, dating apps have been having a huge moment for, I'd say, about 10 years now. I mean, they've got over 90 million users on certain platforms worldwide. So safe to say, they're here to stay. And whether that's finding like your one night stand on Tinder, the love of your life on Hinge, or the feminist powerhouse that is Bumble, where women make the first move, I think what I find really interesting is who are dating apps for?
Yeah, well, okay, I would say that it's normally for young people. However, my age group, I have got two close girlfriends. One met her husband on Tinder and they have just had a baby. And then another one was on Bumble and she was the player to end all players, met another player, moved to America, married him.
Oh my God.
So there are success stories.
Yeah, that's a big success. I mean, player compatibility. Who
Yeah.
knew? One thing that really gets me though is how fake profiles can be. I mean, like when you're swiping through, you see six pack after six pack, and that's no shade to anyone who doesn't have one. What we don't care about the six pack, we care about the authenticity. And then I'm sitting here wondering on the beach, where is my Magic Mike fantasy? Like no one here looks like what I've seen on a dating app.
And really, you're only harming yourself when you put up a photo of you that maybe was 10 kilos lighter, or I actually once was on RSVP between marriages and I decided to go on a date with a guy who was kind of smirking at the camera like, interesting, right? Turned up, he was missing his front tooth. And when he laughed during dinner, it made a whistling sound.
Oh dear, yeah.
See, it's false advertising.
It is, and that happened to a friend of mine who thought she was dating a 23-year-old, but he was double the age, and the photos he used were from the 1980s. She should have been able to tell from the haircut, but still. Anyway, what I also want to talk about, though, when it comes to dating apps, is we have this idea that they've created a really passive dating culture, which I think is quite strong in Australia. Like, for context, I'm European. To walk down the street and receive a marriage proposal is not obscure, but here it is. And I've heard from a lot of friends that, you know, who they normally go out with from a dating app is someone they already knew, but never was confident enough to ask them out in person. And I'm just like, have we killed courtship with online dating?
I think that it gives you a sense of bravado. And I think what we need to understand is dating is awful. If we just understand that, it is awful.
Yeah.
But you have to go through the awful to get to the gold. So I think you need to be brave enough to go on the date in real life and understand that your heart may be broken, that you have to be vulnerable, that it is scary, because going through all of that turns you into the person who meets the right guy, and then you get your happily ever after, and all of those dating stories become great dinner party conversations.
Exactly. We love an anecdote. But even then, like, it also really reduces people to a profile. And I don't know if I'm super cynical about this, because normally I just get a dating app profile for like 5 minutes, put some sarcastic comments in it, and think that I'm God's gift to humanity. But I think to have like 5 photos and then 3 questions describing who you are, I don't know if that's enough to facilitate not only a connection, but like a date you're going to go on with a random stranger that you feel safe on.
Yeah, so my advice would be you don't go on the date straight away. You make sure that you do communicate, you do text, and see if there is some sort of rapport there.
Yeah, definitely. And dating apps, to their credit, they're starting to add all these features which help you connect with a person a little bit more. But I don't know, as someone who solely goes on Hinge for 20 minutes when they're drunk every now and then to have a swipe, whatever, get some attention, validation, I'm self-aware. I just don't really know if it's going to give you that true love story. Like, Michelle Obama came under fire for saying this, but I have to agree with her. I don't think like super long-lasting relationships, with exceptions as always, really come out of a social media app.
Well, I'm going to disagree because I've got friends who are very, very happy. But what I will say to you, B, is it could be a life motto of the dumpster fire that is 2020. Never drink and swipe.
Yes.
All right, enough of that. Just call me.
I know.
I'll give you lots of love. All right, B, great chatting to you.
Always
if you
a
guys
pleasure.
want to see more sex, dating and the sisterhood, stay right here on 9honey.com.au.